of Sharing the Truth with Matt. Today I'm talking to Chris and Suki from the Texas band Sex Objects.
What's up? How you doing there, Matt?
How are you, mate? How are you? I love the shirt.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, we can't get them over here.
Oh, really?
Yep, can't get GG Allen shirts at all. I've tried. I actually sent away to get one from America and got robbed.
Oh, good. I had to get this one. I had to order this one from the UK, actually. I couldn't get it here in US.
Wow.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you, but I'm interviewing Merle in September.
Yeah, you did mention that. That's going to be pretty interesting with Merle.
Yeah, definitely. That's going to be excellent. Starting off, where'd the name Sex Objects come from?
Well, we just we made the band name basically 3 sexy people made the band. That's right. It consists of myself. The band, the Sex Object, consists of myself, Suki, bass player, and one of our ex-members. He's the guitar player. Her name was Arnie. But we had 3 sexy players in a band. So basically, we're Sex Objects. So we just kind of just stuck with that name there.
Yep. Why not? Stick with it for sure. All right. So what was on the stereo when you were growing up?
Well, basically what was in the stereo, just on the radio, what have you. I had many things going on. I was introduced to punk rock back in 1984, basically, when I was a youngster there. So my first thing that I can kind of remember was listening to Sex Pistols and DRI and things of that nature. I heard, and Exploited, of course. I was introduced to that at an early age, and kind of just stayed with me all this time. Then as years progressed, I believe, then I was introduced to many different genres of music. And then sometime in the early 90s, then I was introduced to GG Allen.
Yeah.
And ever since I heard GG, oh my goodness, it was unbelievable.
Yeah. Why couldn't you? He was a sick, depraved man, but he was a legend. He was a very talented, very fucking talented man.
He's a genius. He's a genius when it comes to music and rock and roll. He's a genius when it comes to that.
Yeah.
So basically, I guess my band, the Sex Object, my band, basically, we follow kind of the same kind of scummy rock and roll style that GG Allen portrays, in his music. So we're kind of under him right there. You know what I mean? We're just keeping we're following the scumfuck tradition. In other words,
yeah,
we're keeping the scumfuck tradition alive.
Excellent. So Suki's bass, isn't she?
She is the bass player, correct?
Because you can hear that Murder Junkies sound in her bass,
right. We do got that sound as well. That's kind of a bass line, kind of we go a bass line sound we kind of want to have and portray as well, kind of something like the Murder Junkies, how it sounds. It has a really good sound. So we have a really unique sound as well. So we try to make it sound as original as possible.
Yeah. So did you covers, and obviously you do a cover, is it Murder Junkies?
Well, our music is pure originals. I wrote all the music. Basically, we don't play any covers, but we can. We have played covers. Back in 2000, I did have a cover band. We played a whole bunch of GG Allen, Murder Junkie songs, and we used to play that. So I just decided not to play any more covers and just created the Sex Objects, basically. And we're just taking over and basically trying to continue playing the old rock and roll.
Yeah. You're frozen. Oh, no, you're not. You went from frozen to, as soon as I opened my mouth. Yeah. If you were going to do Me, I would do Die When You Die. I think that's just pure fucking genius shit, man. That's like fuck, like the great. But you said, yeah, when you did the covers, they were G.G. Allen covers. But so no, you don't play one cover a set when you play live.
Yeah, well, if people want to hear some GG Allen, I'd be more than happy to play some GG, of course. But I usually just stick to my own original music. Basically, it's just as raw and just as scummy as GG's music.
You sound like you like I love the Murder Junkies, but you've got a better sound. It's a lot cleaner than the Murder Junkies. You can see what you're saying with the scumfuck, the GG. You guys are a lot. It's crispier, cleaner kind of thing. Like Smelly Kelly, like I haven't stopped playing it the last couple of days. It's like what's actually process? Have you got a process or a theme that you go through when you write the lyrics?
Well, yeah, basically I do. It's kind of weird and stuff. Like the music just comes to me, like, and I just get it all. Like there's a story that goes into my head, and I lay it out. Like Smelly Kelly, for instance, it's just like it's about this girl that's so irresistible, and she has this irresistible smell that everybody wants, and we just need that sex. So basically, it's just about true life, basically, how my music works, basically.
Yeah. So okay, so Bud, is that a real person or?
Oh, excuse me.
The Chad's got a hit list. Is Chad a real person?
Yes, good question there. Chud's got a hit list. So Chud's based off this real character guy that we know here down in Texas. So basically, one day I was at his house and I was like, "Hey, what you got there? What is that?" So it was actually a hit list, like of people that he wanted to terminate, basically for doing him bad, basically. So he had some issues with some people, and he had a list of people on there, and I was like, "Wow, so Chud's got a hit list," So I made a song about him.
Did you made sure your name wasn't on there? I say, how long have you guys been together? It's 2014, wasn't it?
Excuse me?
How long have you guys been together as the?
Well, at Sex Office, we've been together since 2019. We got together in 2019 during that quarantine, and we kind of just got together during that and created these songs, and I took it from there. So 2019 is when we started.
Okay. Bring it up. How did the COVID and the lockdown, how did that affect what you were doing as musician?
Right. Well, basically, that really kind of it helped us back at the same time, but at the same time, it helped us at the same time because it gave us some time to stay underground and continue working on the music. So when we came out, I believe in 2021, sometime in 21, and we shocked everybody. Everywhere we played, we shocked everywhere. We shocked everyone. So that was pretty exciting. So we got lots of reviews, a lot of people loving and hating us at the same time, but it was awesome. It's a great feeling, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So do you have a process that you go through or a ritual you go through before you go up on the stage? You know how like Henry Rollins meditates, Fat Mike masturbates, kind of thing. Do you have a thing that you go through?
Masturbation is always a thing, of course, and getting loaded and getting loose and having a great time, making sure we're all up and going and cheers, basically we have a great time like that. That's our ritual.
Yeah, that well, what else could it be, really?
Yeah.
So okay, like I've only ever interviewed one other American band. All the other 28 bands that I've interviewed have been Australian. So this is going to be a weird question, but you've got the opportunity to put on a gig. You get to choose the 5 bands on that gig. Who do you choose? And they can be live, they can be in the like, you know, in the 70s. Like you've got the chance. You're God. You can do what you want here. Who
Wow.
are the 5 bands?
Good. That's good. Definitely. I would love the Germs. One of them will be with me, and I would love the Germs to play with me no matter what. And if anything, of course, I would get Gigi himself to come back and play, with the Jabbers.
Oh, for sure.
Jabbers, I want to hear all that. I want that, and I guess, geez, it's a very good question you got there. Those are my 2 number ones for sure that I would want for me for sure, and maybe I would throw Iggy Pop up there with me, the Stooges,
Yeah,
New York
sure.
Dolls, and then I'll throw myself up there. So that would be the 5th band. So
No,
basically,
that's
that's
on
what
the
I'm
list.
gonna. That'll be my
Yeah.
set list. Like,
Yeah, definitely. You got to be on the list. Okay, so you've only been in 3 how long have you been playing music for?
I personally came out and started playing music in 2000, basically. I dreamt
Okay.
about being a musician all my life, but in 2000 they came out. Like I said, we did a Gigi Allen cover band, so we did all those Gigi songs and played for many years, and kind of just went away because it wasn't our songs. It was just playing covers. Basically, 20 years later, 2022 or 2020, 2019 or what have you, I finally come up with my own damn music. You know what I mean? So I finally figured out the way how to create it and the way I wanted it to sound, because I wanted it to sound in a particular way. Like I want the old fashioned raw rock and roll sound like what I have now versus all this new stuff that's going on. I'm just not really into it.
Yeah. That's I totally agree with you on that. So from 2000 to now, how has social media affected your music thing? Like, how do you think it's affected, especially I've asked this a lot of Australian bands, and in America, how has social media changed, or like has it been for the good, for the bad?
Well, I think social media really messed up everything. Due to the fact that everything's available for free, everything's available here and there. So you really can't, and there's no challenge anymore when it comes to music. Like, it's just a touch of a button, you have access to everything. There's no more challenge of learning and figuring music out or what have you. Like all that fun stuff's gone away due to the social media. And it takes away the chance, like musicians like myself and other ones out there, of getting a record deal or making it, because the social media kind of just destroys it. It just kind of just takes all that away.
Yeah. So you've got to rely on the hard fans that want the hard copy, like they want the album, want the CD. Not then other than someone that goes, oh yeah, I'll just download this song off YouTube. Or you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's I agree with you totally. Like so I think with social media, it's taking money out of your pocket, really.
Definitely.
Like you guys survive from diehard fans. They're the only ones that are giving you.
Yeah, but at the same time, the social media does help us a lot at the same time for exposure, but it's still it doesn't weigh it out. It doesn't weigh out at that point.
Yeah, yeah. So what's happening with the sex objects at the moment? Are you guys playing over there, or
At the
has
moment, we're
been?
just like kind of underground right now. We're working on other songs at the moment. Like I have many other songs that I have yet to release due to some technical issues here and there. But basically they're ready to be released. But we're working on other songs right now. And right now we're also working on getting another guitarist at this moment.
Yeah.
So we're working on that at the moment right now. We're doing some switch arounds and stuff. So we're kind of just like taking it on the back burner at the moment.
Yeah. What, this is hilarious. I only found out that you're from Texas like 10 minutes ago. What's your favorite venue is over there? Like,
well, here in Texas, it's kind of where I'm at right now, particularly where I'm at. There's not much of a scene going on. It's kind of dead here and there. But we'd have to go to the bigger cities like in Austin, Texas, and in Dallas, Texas, and San Antonio to hit it, and play more scenes here and there. But basically down here where I'm at, it's kind of limited.
Yeah. Well, see, I saw I didn't know that, like, 'cause you never you never hear about like bands from Texas kind of thing. But have you seen the movie Bomb City?
Oh, what's it called?
Bomb City.
Yeah, I've seen that movie. Yeah, I've seen that. That's about some story about some punk rocker in Upper Texas.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
in Texas, isn't it? Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, because I never hear of many punk. I didn't know what the punk scene was like over there, because you hear about the California punk scene. You hear about the New York punk scene and everything, but you don't hear too much about the Texas punk scene. And this is a true story. That movie was a true story. And
yeah, it's based off a true story. Like my drummer that I have, Guts, he actually met that guy that was murdered in that movie, like the real guy, like what the story's based off. He actually met that guy in Dallas somewhere. So that's all based on the story. It's unbelievable how Texas, you can get away with things, like you're the right person.
Yeah. Have you ever had a thing on stage that's what's the funniest thing that's happened to you on stage? Like what is there been a thing where you
One of the funniest things on stage? Wow, like multiple things happen on stage that's like unpredictable that occur, but kind of the most funniest things on stage when a whole bunch of people want to attack me. That's kind of the funniest thing, I believe. I always thought that was hilarious, and it kind of freaks out some of my band members when they want to see bottles getting thrown at us or what have you for this and that. But they're doing that because they actually love us, not because they hate us. Because they're excited and really getting them rushed up, and they're loving that.
Yeah. Who's not dropping names or anything, but who do you think's the most well-known band you've been on the bill with?
So far, I guess the Mentors. I got to play with the Mentors.
Okay, Magic.
Yeah, so they're pretty awesome, pretty cool.
Yep. So what part of Texas are you from?
We're down in South Texas.
South Texas.
South Texas, yeah. Like, did you get to hear my song? I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. It's called Mark Kilroy.
Yeah, I heard it. Yeah.
Okay, that song I wrote off a Texas student. He was a University Texas student, a pre-med student that was murdered here in about maybe 5 miles away from where I live at, the city I live at. So somewhere down there in Mexico. So he was kidnapped and murdered and decapitated and sacrificed.
Wow.
So I wrote about him.
Yep. So you're down near the Gulf.
Yeah, in the Gulf. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, sweet.
Dad, Dad,
What?
can you make a bowl for me? I need to cook my
Sorry, mate. I cannot do anything at the moment. Get the cat away from the pie. Sorry, my kid's just been a bitch. Can I?
Wash me a pot so I can make my
Darling, there's a bowl there. There's a bowl in the cupboard you can make the cake with. The big bowl you made the pasta with the other night. Sorry, Chris.
Sure.
This?
Yeah, that.
That's
I-
so big.
It's big enough for you to make a cake in it. I pride myself with this show being very unprofessional, so.
No worries, no worries.
Have you ever thought, fuck it, I don't want to be in a band, this is not for me, fuck it.
Yeah, all the time. Sometimes I'm just like, you know what, fuck all this shit. I'm done with all this. Like sometimes after every gig, you know, when I'm done with the gig, come home, I'm all beat up and tired. I'm like, fuck this. That's it. I'm done with this bullshit. Like this is bullshit.
Yeah.
But you know, after that goes away, I feel good and let's do it again.
Yep. Why not?
It's always been with me all my life. I mean, it's always gonna be with me, and I want to live forever. And the only way I can is through my music. So
Yeah.
I got to continue being out there. In order for me to live forever, just like Gigi and all the greats, you know, it's through music. And that's the only way we can. If not, we'll be forgotten. And that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Even that rapper MGK said something like, if I'm not here in the physical, at least I'll be here in the lyrical kind of thing.
There you go.
You know what I mean? And that's
Exactly. Those are the words.
yeah. All my questions are for punk bands in Australia. Okay. Have you had a bad gig like that you've gone, nah, like remember the Sex Pistols came over to America and they had a gig, I think it was in Texas actually, in front of a bunch of
Go away.
cowboys. Have
Right.
you been on a bill where you've gone, we shouldn't even be here?
Yeah. Like a random place, and we played at a random place basically, and it was like for a whole bunch of like older, you know, like hicks basically. Not, you know, what I want to call them hicks basically, but they were. It was in a small little town. It was just their locals. They knew nothing we were playing, and they were just kind of just shocked there and just looking at us like, what? Like, you should guys get out of here. So they kept coming up to us and saying, hey, play some AC/DC or hey, play, you know, this and that, or play Cinderella or whatever. We were like, what? Wrong band. But it was all right. They all enjoyed it anyway. They just, you know, laughed about it, but they enjoyed it. They still enjoyed the music as well, but it wasn't for them. But we'll play anywhere.
Yeah.
We'll play anywhere. That's why we see it.
So how is it playing with your partner? Do you guys like? Is it a business thing when you're on stage or when you're recording? Are you like, yeah, we're not, you know, the relationships boom when you're in, you know, behind the scenes?
Exactly. We're behind the scenes. Yeah, we kind of just stay professional and let her do that. You know, we do our own thing, but she inspires me a lot. Basically, like without her guidance, like I would be everywhere. But basically, when I have an idea of a song, music, I kind of just share it with her and kind of like, oh, listen, this is what I think. This is how it's gonna kind of go. Let's work together, and she'll pick up the bass. And the same thing with my original guitar player. Like I give him lots of credit as well. Like we'll sit together, I'll hum a song, I'll hum some harmonies or whatever it may be, or I'll spit out some lyrics. We'll start working from there, and we'll all be professional and do it and do our part.
Yeah. Have you got a bit of Latino in you or something? Or Spanish or?
Yes, that's right. Yes. Well, I live here down in South Texas.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
No, it wasn't saying anything bad. It's just you've got the kind of the accents, like it's trying to work out which part.
Yeah, I'm from Texas. That's why I'm from South Texas.
Excellent. This is how unprofessional my show is. Can you talk to my American friend while I quickly go to the toilet?
Sure.
I'll be back in one.
All right.
Just talking about Jeff, what he was saying just then about Pirate. I was talking to him once on Skype and he goes, oh, these fucking crocodiles keep running up from the back of my yard, which was pretty bizarre.
Yeah. That's badass. So they're just running around loose in the backyard.
Yeah, and he's like laughing about it, going, these fucking crocodiles, I'll tell you, they're going to get me one day. And I'm like going, fucking, are you serious? Have you toured outside of America?
No, I haven't. I had the opportunity and they still want me to play a gig in Mexico, kind of like where that UT student from Austin was murdered. And that's why I was like, no, I'm not sure if I want to go there. But they want me to go play in Mexico, but I'm still thinking about it. But I wouldn't mind going. I want to tour the whole US, of course, basically. And I do kind of work here with Merle. I want to work with Merle Allen, possibly, see if we can get something together. But I just haven't had the opportunity to reach out to him yet. But basically, I'm sure he'll hear from me soon or hear about me, if he hasn't already. But basically, I would, love to work with him soon and work on some projects.
Yeah. Hey, what's your view on Charles Manson?
The deal with Charles Manson, well, sorry, I knocked this thing down. I knocked that thing down. So I'm not sure if Charles Manson, I think he died already. If I'm not mistaken, I think he passed away a couple weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. But
he died.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, he died already. But
yeah. Oh, it's just
he's a character, all right. Everyone loved him, but but he's long gone.
Yeah. It's just that Mel was like, that's how I met Mel on it. I met him on live chat while he was at a Charles Manson memorial thing, and Alan saying garbage dump. You know what I mean? I thought anyway, but then we're talking about you guys with the music. When you're going into the studio, what's the process that's going through your heads when you're in the studio? Is it like, I know I kind of asked this question before about you working with your missus, but like the whole band, what's the process when you're in the studio?
We love wasting time and bullshitting and drinking and wasting our time. And then once we feel good, we usually waste most of our time when we're doing the studio or recording, and then finally get to getting around and doing it. So it's because, since we want that raw sound, we got to get that raw feeling. So then we prepare ourselves. So we waste a lot of time procrastinating and drinking and just talking. Then basically then it comes out and we do our part. We do our best because we want that raw sound, that real reality sound, versus it just being studio produced, like fake. So in order to have that real raw sound, we gotta feel the part. So that's what we do. Basically that's one of our rituals, like we were speaking about earlier, but getting ready and making the sound right versus just producing music. Not really here to have a really clean professional sound, because that's not the sound I want. I want to portray a raw rock and roll 80s original sound. I want you to have a raw feeling. I want you to feel my music versus hearing my music.
Yeah, and hey, not pissing in your pocket, but yeah, you do. You have that sound. Like I don't know
Thank
if you read a comment on one of the songs that I listened to of yours. Like you've got that old school sound. Like it's not this fucking Blink 182. It's not like an MXPX. You haven't got that kind of thing.
No.
It's raw. It's a sound that punk's all about, and that punk should be, you know, and a lot of people are fucking forgetting about that, and they're all into this pop punk shit now.
Exactly. Like they are forgetting what the true punk rock sound or the real rock and roll underground should sound like. They're just producing music and spitting it out there versus actually like, hey, let's do it the right way and what you should feel versus what you should be hearing.
Yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
Well, when I go to see a band live, I don't want it to be like a Justin Bieber cross fucking, I don't know. When you go see a band live, you want that rawness, you know, you want that bit of spit hitting.
Exactly.
You want that sweat going everywhere. You want that kind of thing, and and we're losing that. That's and bands like you. And this is a good question. Have you heard of many Australian punk bands? Have you listened to much?
Well, there's a band that I really enjoy and I really like them a lot. They're called the Chats, I believe. And man, I love that band. They are awesome. I just love them. I mean, that's probably maybe the only band I think I know from Australia, but those guys are fucking awesome.
Make it around. Yeah. No, they look. They're a fucking great band. They're a great band, and they play as an Aussie sort of sound. They make their sound Aussie but punk. But yeah, I'll spam you some music later. I'll send you a
Sure. I would love to check them out.
Yeah, like the Chats are great. They're only 21, 22 years old.
Yeah, they're kids. Yeah, I saw that.
But can you imagine being 19 and going overseas in a like these guys when they were 19, they did their first tour, you know. Yeah, the Chats. And do you know what Smoko means? That song they sing? I'm on Smoko, so leave me alone.
That's dude, I love that song. That's so awesome. I know what it means because I believe I looked it up. I guess they were like on break time or something like that, right?
Yeah. It's when you're on lunch break or something. Yeah, you get it's when you. Yeah.
That's super awesome. I just like fell in love with it when I first heard that. I was like, man, what am I listening to? Like, now this is some badass shit, you know, because I hadn't heard good music in a while. And when that came out, I was like, I fell in love with it. I was like, oh my God, I was listening to that like 24/7, you know? Like, and I was like, what the hell does Smoko mean? So I had to look that up, you know, like what is Smoko? And I was like, wow, I was really impressed with him.
And they do another song, the pub feed, like going to the pub.
Oh, yeah. I love that one as well.
Yeah.
No, my phone must be like die on me here. Let me try to plug it in here. Let's see. What's going on?
First.
Talk about me being unprofessional as well. Let's see here. There's things all messed up here, but
who is your biggest? I probably know the answer to this, but who is your biggest influence? Can
Wow,
you
my
just stop
biggest
making
influence.
noises?
I got a couple, I guess, like, like I'm influenced by, I guess, my first influence was Sid Vicious. When I was a kid, I fell in love with Sid Vicious when I was a kid. So I was like, yeah, that was it. Sex Pistols was it for me. Like, wow. Then, as time progressed, I then my other influences, Iggy Pop, Darby Crash, and of course, Gigi Allen. It kind of came in that
Yeah.
order as well, So those are my influences. If you put all those, mash them together, it makes Chris Vicious of the Sex Objects. You basically, you know what I mean?
Yep,
That's
definitely,
how I kind of see it.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Because I've been listening to your music for the last couple of days, and I cannot find an influence. I cannot say these guys sound like, or oh yeah, that sounds like that band. Like it's just you've gone back to old school. Like we've talked about this. You're going back to old school, but you're keeping it current as well.
Yeah.
Like you're keeping it up to date, even though it's old school. Like I think Face to Face, I think are pretty much do the same thing. They play old school, but then they've got that current sound as well that people who like the average age of punks these days are well, in Australia they're in their 40s and 50s, which blows me away. But I watch a lot of YouTube videos, and there's these people that do these wall of fucking sound. I don't know, these fucking mosh pits and all this kind of stuff, and it's it's still playing for the new up and coming people that are getting into this thing that we love, but there's bands like you that are actually still keeping it old school, and that's what I found you guys. That's what I thought about you guys. Hey, you're frozen for a sec. So what? Actually, Chris, what's playing in the stereo?
My music, you can't really compare my music. Are you still? Did I do something here? You guys still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I my thing kind of dropped here, but my music, you can't really compare my music to other bands out there because there's nothing to compare it to. Basically, like you mentioned, like I try to keep it all original, keep our sound raw, and just continuing the old Scumfuck tradition. Like basically just keeping that music just real and raw. Basically, like I mean, there's other people are writing songs about maybe, different things like the sky or whatever. I don't know what they may be writing about, but I'm trying to keep it about true life, like my song San Antonio Crackcore. I'm sure there's some crackcore out there, staying up all night and that's once a party. I'm sure there's one of those out there. There's always a Smelly Kelly somewhere out there, everywhere. So I'm not sure if you got to hear my other song called Faggot Fuck. I got a song called Faggot Fuck, so I'm sure there's some fag out there is always looking for, something to suck. You know what I mean? So basically, I just keep my music really raw and original. It's very controversial, but hey, I mean, someone's got to keep this music going. Hey there, buddy. What's up?
No. Fucking hell. I've just got kids coming here for money every fucking second. It's bullshit. Like as we were just, I just had the best fucking. I really wanted to ask you. Oh fuck. What what is on your stereo at the moment? What are you listening to at the moment, or is it just a mixed thing? Or
Uh, yeah, it's a mix. Well, I listen to multiple music throughout the day, like so I get inspired differently by different music. So I put a different variety of music on, but if I want to keep it old school, and it just depends on how I want to feel, basically. So it always with me, it's always the feeling. So if I always want to feel nostalgic in a different way or what have you, I'll kind of go back and I'll throw on like some, like adolescence and things of that nature. I'll put stuff like that
yeah. What
on so I can feel like a little kid, ag and things like that, and the germs. I keep it old school with myself daily.
yeah.
Does mom
Yeah.
have any change?
I'm not
Yeah, I
asking.
still keep it old school, but I still
Yeah.
listen to lots of things. I listen to 60s, 70s,
Yeah.
even 50s. I listen to a variety of music.
Yep. I'm just going to grab some for you.
Yeah.
I think I'll have to get one of these for you. Like, I don't know. Have you got band merch?
Yeah, we got some band merch.
Yeah, cool. Like, because I think this band, they're an Aussie band. I think they're right up your alley. They're called I Hate People,
Okay.
which is Annie Noah League song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and this is a shirt. I don't know if you
Oh,
can.
nice. That's nice.
Yeah, it's got a guy lying down with a needle sticking out of his arm, a bomb
Nice.
the other arm, and he's got blood coming out of the back of his head. And
That's
then,
fucking awesome.
yeah, then at the bottom it says, "You're a fucking shit cunt."
No, that's so rad.
Yeah, I
That's rad.
I think that's just right up your alley. Like there's something you go. I'm gonna try and get you one of them. So
All right. Fuck yeah.
yeah,
Okay. I'll send you some merch as well.
yeah, no, that's excellent. But I think you like even the boys would be stoked if that shirt was over in America. If you were walking around, these guys are fucking amazing. If you
Wow.
ever get the chance, watch their interview on YouTube that I did with them.
Sure.
Just crazy motherfuckers. It's like it was like interviewing Gigi Allen in Brady Bunch kind of
Wow.
thing. They were just crazy. So have you got tours coming up? Have you got things that, because this is worldwide, this interview. So have you got you going on a tour, or you're putting out an album, or
Yeah, I'm working on an album right now, like I said. So basically, I don't have any tours set up at this moment. I want to work on the album, and then we can do like a tour, and then release the album like that. So basically, like I said, we're laying our tracks now. We're just waiting for the right guitar player to to join the band, basically. So I'm real picky. Basically, I'm not going to just choose anyone. You could be super talented and be a musical instrument player, but it doesn't guarantee you a position in my band. Basically, I need the right sound. It has to have the right sound, basically. So kind of picky there. So I'm kind of it's taking a while. So time will come to.
yeah. Well, good
But I
luck.
definitely want to get back out there everywhere, even international. Like
Yeah. Well, there's so many musos out there, just waiting for that opportunity. Do you put it out? Do you have it on like social media or something? Like we're looking for a guitarist.
I don't, not really, and I really not even actively looking at it per se, but I feel like the right person, I'll find the right person once I hear them playing, you know. So there's a couple of people out there that I did talk to and I heard them play. They sound really great, but they may be a little bit busy at the moment or what have you. But yeah, someone to come out. And I just can't just choose anyone, like I said. They gotta fit the profile basically as well. That's what I say. I think that really counts a lot, you know, like having the right image like really means a lot to me. Because if not, it's just a regular band then. It just
Yeah.
if you I just say like it's just a couple of guys playing the music, that's what it's gonna be called. And I don't want to be called that. I want to be called Sex Objects. I want to make sure the people that are in my band fit the name and have the right sound. Other than that, then I'd rather just wait.
Mm.
Yeah,
So,
that's the way I kind of see it.
not trying to get you into trouble or anything, but how do you find your band, the bass guitarist, the drummer? Like, how do you? Is it are you connected? Like, is there a connection there, or you're working with each other and trying to find that connection?
Well, were the original members like like it was the original members? It was we're a sync. We're all together. We're all together. Like we were just we knew our part. We knew what to do. Like we just worked beautifully together. Then we got a new drummer that came in. We worked a little bit with him, you know, so we had some ups and downs. Then we working together really well. Like he started doing great. Then you know we got another person. We got another member that came in doing excellent, doing great as well. Like immediately, like filled in, like he was just part of the family. Like immediately, like you know he just knew his part. Like he works out great as well. But so basically, it just you know we work well with some people. That's why I said we won't just work with just anybody because we don't want to go to all that trouble trying to like babysit. They kind of show them here and there. We just want to just get through it. If you got the right sound, you got the right look, and you can work with us. Other than that, then you know we'll just continue looking.
No, that's I totally agree with your thinking there. You know what I mean? You don't, you know, you want someone to like. You go into the studio. You don't want that person to go, I'm trying to find your sound.
No.
You want that sound to just come out naturally.
Yes.
And yeah, I can totally agree with your thinking there. Is there a genre of music that you just won't listen to, that you just go, not fucking if it comes on the radio you turn it off? Or
yeah, oh my goodness. Yeah, I guess sometimes I'm sick of it. I mean, I just get so sick and disgusted with it. Like at times, like only because I had to live through it, you know, like certain like glam hair band music. Like I cannot stand it. I can't stand it for some reason. Like since I grew up with it, then that's what I was blaring throughout the whole time in the 80s when I was growing up. Like things of like Guns N' Roses and things like that. Like, oh no, like no, like I can't take it. I just can't take it. Things like
wasn't that,
you know, Cinderella and things like that. Like can't do it.
No. Wasn't that just like really upsetting when we thought that AC/DC had Axl Rose as a singer? Like, I just thought, like, my God, what, you know, who the fuck even thought of putting this guy on vocals? Because I saw AC/DC in '77.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Scott. It was Bon Scott. It was on Sydney Harbour in Australia. We have the Harbour Bridges. It was a stage out on the harbour, and it was a it was a family fun, Channel 7's Family Fun Day, and they had 4 bands, and AC/DC were the last band to play. I'm only 8 years old here, 8 or 9 or something, and we were there as a family thing, and it was AC, and then not long ago, I like this band that I've loved for fucking 40 years nearly, have Axl Rose on vocals, and I'm thinking, are you? It just made no sense.
Yeah,
Like, it's
that
like,
don't make sense.
no, it's like Machine Gun Kelly singing for the Murder Junkies. To me, that's what it
Oh
was.
yeah, fuck that. Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, yeah.
So, how long ago did you have a gig? When was the last gig you played?
The last gig we played was it wasn't too long ago. I believe it was I think it was last month sometime. Last month we played a gig and it was pretty successful. It was pretty cool. A lot of people showed up, and I think we played with the like I mentioned, maybe the Mentors probably like 2-3 months ago. Also a pretty good show. They have a good show as well. But like I want to play with other bands, in a different city, basically. But like I said, like we're just waiting for the right ticket, basically. Like I want to play maybe with the Murder Junkies if it's possible. So I'm sure that will work something out soon.
Yeah, that'd be so. I know he's bass guitarist, but like you could even just say to Merle, because I'm sure if you play bass, you can pretty much play the guitar. I'm trying to get him playing guitar for you. Would be fucking,
That would be fucking awesome. That would be awesome if he would join my band, or even if maybe I can join his band. Like I could do the vocals if he wanted me to. But that would be pretty sweet. If we can work together, we can figure something out.
Yeah,
we just haven't spoken to each other yet. But
yeah,
I'm sure there'll be some time to do that.
Yeah, definitely. So before we go, like, have a bit of a spiel about who the Sex Objects are. Tell us everything about you guys. Like, tell us your dreams, your hates, everything. Like, yeah.
All right. Well, basically, the Sex Objects, we're about, living forever, because we want to continue the Scumfuck rock and roll. We don't want to be forgotten. We hate unnecessary bullshit drama, but we're here to show you, and tell you how it is, basically. If you don't like it, well, we still like it. My music, if you like it or hate it, it doesn't matter, because I still love it. It wouldn't matter. And I love it when you hate it, and I love it when you love it. So basically, we're straight in your face kind of rock and roll band, and we're gonna stay like that. So don't get so pissed off so soon. So we're gonna stay here forever.
Yeah, excellent. And hey, there's 2 bands that I've interviewed from America. The other one's a Canadian band called fucking Masternate and the Reprobates. They're actually doing it. Yeah, they're touring in Costa Rica at the moment. But yeah, like, thank you so much for being on the show. Like,
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Thanks for having me.
Sorry. Jeff just said Canada's not in America. I really, I tried to fucking get out of what I just said then, but it didn't work. Anyway, thank you so much for being on the show, Chris. Really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I am so sorry if it's been a train wreck, but that's what this show's all about. Just one big
train wreck. I am a train wreck. Well, thanks, Matt, man. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, and I hope things work out for you guys, and you get to come to Australia, because I'd love to come to a show. I really would, from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you. you, man. Thank you. Spread the word. Thanks a lot.
I will spread the word.
Right, later,
Definitely.
man.
over the past and finding out what's new. Yes, if I could, you know I would keep hanging out with you.